Good morning, everyone. At this outset, I appreciate and I also thank the efforts taken by Anthakakavi Peravai to initiate this process of introducing a book in English. Of course, when I was discussing with Mr. Pandiraj regarding the same and its purpose and requirement, he clearly expressed this will sensitize the North Indian population also about the uh, efforts taken by some people, especially those who were the founding pillars of our organization and etc. And in many ways, they'll also come to know the initiatives taken by Andhakakavi Peravai in terms of reading and the circulation of books and also the knowledge circulation, dissemination which takes place. Now, this book, Karl Marx Kannan, the centenary celebration of Karl Marx Kannan, when it was actually aimed and celebrated in 2023. Before going into the book, I would like to quickly discuss because the time is very short and I need to wind up quickly. There are many things to discuss. There are many pearls and there are many diamonds to discuss in this book. But I can't touch all of them, which will take such a longer time. But I'll try to minimize and I'll try to highlight upon certain things which are very important. And I believe that those are important. Why this book? What is the need for such a book is very important to understand here. When this initiative was discussed, when the executive body under the leadership of Singaravel and others, they had planned to establish or to prepare such a book. It was actually a majestic project. Why the project was thought of and why the project was basically introduced or at least discussed. See, the foundation or the founding stone of our organization, the CSGAB, which was laid in 1980, of course, the address, the address for communication, which was actually our founder, our lighthouse, and what all we can say, the Kannan sir's house. So in 1980s, when we were about to start the organization, and then how the organization slowly grew and it established itself, it was expanded, and then what all things it did. So this book, Karl Marx Kannan, this book, while discussing or while reading this book, people also can come to know the growth of the organization, College Students Graduates Association of the Blind. Now, this organization had grown. The seeds were sown by Kannan sir. And before that, the book is clearly describing many incidents through different types of literary productions, masterpieces. I would say that belong to different genres in terms of essay, in terms of poem, or different types of simple sharings. No, beautifully organized book. The introduction was provided by, of course, many collections, many of the pieces were written by school teachers, college professors, and people working in the banks, etc., etc. Contributions were literally ranging from different set of people, different types of people from different professions. Now, as I told you, why the book? Because this is the one way to pay our salutations to our leader, to our lighthouse, who showed the way, who actually lived the way and showed the way for us. A leader, it's not only that you have to lead the group, but you have to live like that and you have to show the way. So that in that sense, he lived it and he showed it for all of us. So I was wondering, literally, I was reading the book. In some places, I was literally moved into tears, and some places I was literally, I cannot control my emotions. Such an very powerful recollections, very powerful. The people had gone back 40 years back, time travel. They did a time travel and they recollected their experiences, their encounters, their discussions with Kannan sir. And some of them even without meeting him, from the stories which they heard, they literally produced a very excellent or mind-boggling, um, at the same time, practical poems or essays to pay our honor to our Kannan sir. Now, the book was because you know very well the North is believing that they are the pioneers of revolution or etc., fighting with the government. No, if Kannan sir had not been there, there would not have, very clearly it was mentioned in one of the collection, one of the pieces which was provided in this book, which were provided in the book, that is, if he had not been there, if not for him, this association would not have taken place. Just as a reader, through the initiative launched by Mrs. Annam Narayanan, as a looking for readers, Kannan sir just entered this field, or at least he was introduced to us as a reader. But just as being as a reader, he slowly occupied a place in our hearts more than the reader, as a guardian, as a guide, and as I told, as a lighthouse, and in many, many ways, the founder of the CSGAB, and of course, legal advisor and whatnot. His roles were limitless because he attained all sorts of responsibilities. And one of the collections, one of the poems is titled as Vilambaramilla Vidiyal. It talks about that he was doing everything to see the brightness, to see the light in the lives of visually impaired, but without any advertisement, without any boasting, without any kind of that he was not looking for any visibility. I would say that without any visibility, he simply just served the people. So this book is divided into different sections. Of course, as I told you, some of the founding members like retired Professor Ponmudi, retired Professor Uttarapati, retired Professor Pasupati, and I would say that some school teachers, Mr. Sandana Krishnan sir, Miss Celine Mary, and I would say that Miss Tagira. There are many people. I would say there are numbers because there are 26 people. Actually, the why the book was majestic, because I should explain it here. If not here, I don't know where I can talk about this. See, the people were aiming for 46, at least, different types of works to honor our, sorry for the interference, the screen reader. So to honor our Kannan sir. But they were trying their best. I had participated in this book discussion. Long back, it was launched in one of the WhatsApp groups, discussion reading group, which is known as Pagirvu. Pagirvu was talking about the people where I was also there in it to take part in the discussion. That is why this book and how the book came into existence and what all efforts were taken, including Rajadurai, who is working in the postal department, and Pandeyarajan sir, who is working in the bank. And there are many people who work behind this to make this a successful one. Why? Because this is the only way we can pay our tributes to our sir. So he passed away in 2017, which was really kind of the gap which cannot be filled by anyone. It's an indispensable gap, but the contributions made by him has to be recorded. There, we need to have a record. So this book is not only a tribute to Kannan sir, but this book is also a record of what all things happen from the formation of the organization or from the services for the visually impaired, and then until date, all the updates as much as possible. It has been provided by very people. Professor Murugesan clearly clears that we have near this uh, like Annadurai, the former chief minister of Annadurai, we have a light which is always glowing. Similarly, we have this light which is Kannan sir. Through Kannan sir, it is always glowing for us. The wheel which he had actually started the movement. This movement, the wheel started moving, and the wheel still it's going, and it is still doing its best. Whatever it can do within its capacity, it's doing it is now it's a big grown up tree, of course. And I would say that all the contributions made by people, literally they took, especially me, it took me to my own. Now, suppose if I had been there, because I was not born when the movement was founded, and the founders were there to look for the better opportunity in terms of fighting with the government, because the book is talking about the first ever kind of a revolutionary rebellion, which was initiated in 1983, where the then chief minister M.G. Ramachandran was forced to come to the hospital and meet the people. And then slowly, we started achieving things. There were instances where the president and some leaders were literally beaten, violently handled, brutally handled. They did not give up, and they fought. They extended their fastings, and they achieved their goals in different ways, sensitizing the government towards the required needs and requirements of the visually impaired, including the reservation, etc., etc. Even the police bullying and etc. All these things, Kannan sir was there. And beautifully, it is noted that in one of the essays, the people went on fast just to take the juice from Kannan sir and to finish the fasting. People were literally craving for that, to enjoy this, right? So all sorts of incidents are there. I cannot, because I'm whether you believe it or not, I'm moved. I just gone through the entire collection since yesterday, and it's still lingering in my mind. All the memories, all the experiences. I'm just recollecting them. See, some books are, as Francis Bacon said, some books are to be chewed, some books are to be digested, some books are to be swallowed. And this book has to be digested, because this book has a lot of facts. And the facts are literally talking about the history. The facts are talking about what we are having now is built upon those foundational facts which we experience. As it is claimed by a famous proverb that even a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, the single step which was initiated by Kannan sir and Arputam, and of course, along with Ponmudi and Padmaraj, are all those people who thought of having an organization. There are many people involved in it, many people. I cannot quote all the names here. I may miss out some names also, which is not deliberate. But there are so many names which I cannot recollect now. So all these people have done their best, no? And they were literally guided, and they were suggested, timely suggestions were provided by Kannan sir. And one more thing, one cycle, no car, no bike, nothing. Even not a person not willing to pollute the nature, but at the same time, he does not want to leave visually impaired in the darkness. So with the help of this one cycle, and it is very clearly mentioned in many essays and many poems, the house is open since early morning, 5 o'clock. And the organization did not find a place. Before it found a place in Takar Baba, it was his own house. There was one room was allocated for the communication and other things to carry out the administrative work. And he was not focusing on, the book clearly talks about how he was not focused on money, because he said that if you get the money, you will come out, you will deviate from your ambition. So he clearly says that the people should not work for money, right? And any gifts, any kind of honorarium, any kind of he was actually not reciprocating anything and doing anything with reciprocation. Had no expectations. He just carried out with the things, right? And the one thing I literally noticed and I was surprised, an amazing fact is that the consistency. See, there are people who start, there are people who take initiative, maybe out of animated feeling, right? It's not out of enthusiasm, but out of animated feeling. People take the initiative, after which they lose the spirit, they give up, or it is diluted. But this spirit which he initiated in 1980s, maybe we can take it from 1980 onwards. It went on till 2017 for 37 years, such a big span. And the spirit was same. The determination was same. And the goal was same. And it was the willpower which he had within himself. The enthusiasm. Actually, the meaning of the word enthusiasm in Greek terminology is that burning fire within oneself. The burning fire within himself was to light the lives of visually impaired, for which he was willing to take any sort of risk and any kind of, he was willing to face the politicians, and he was willing to face the police officials, And wherever there is a need, he allowed the people to go at the front and talk, and he taught the people how to go and interact with the poor. All those things are found. I mean, they are literally given in the book. There is it has to be, see, one sad part of this story is that there are many people. I don't know whether I can register here, but this is the right platform. I think so. There are many people got benefited who was in touch with Kannan sir. There are especially women, those who could not find a place to go and settle down or at least stay and study. Literally, his house was functioning as an hostel. They stayed there, they ate there, they studied there. The readers were none other than the madam, his wife, Kannan sir's wife and sister. They all provided reading services, filling up application form, everything it was done to them. Whatever you need, whichever thing you can do by yourself, you have to do, and the rest of things it will be done by him. Assistance was provided always, whenever it was required. He was willing to provide the assistance. A practical man, wherever he differed. The book clearly says that wherever he could not agree, openly differed. Wherever he can accept and go ahead, he accepted, agreed with them and traveled. And people, of course, disagreed yet traveled together because the goal was simple and they had a unanimous goal which they had and they worked towards it. All those things are registered in the book with beautiful narrations, with beautiful recollections. And I would say this book, I mean, see, sometimes whatever the production, many people should have written a lot, including me. Though I did not have any personal encounter or interaction with Kannan sir, but I was wondering when I heard a lot of stories about him during my college days and my doctorate days. I heard a lot about him and about his name and fame. I was literally, I heard his voice luckily once or twice that I really consider it as kind of a fortunate uh, event that I heard his voice. I heard him talking, though not directly to me, but to someone else, right? So those people who were the direct beneficiaries, should have written, should have showed their gratitude through this writing, through their contribution. A small poem, or a kind of a small essay, or a simple recollection, they should have done it, which is slightly disheartening because people who got benefited out of him and out of his grace and of course also service, because it is very clear say that when you walk, you create footprints, but you will become great when you leave your footprints where people will follow those footprints. When you serve for a single person, it's an assistance. When you serve for a collective community, it's a service. Right? Very clearly said. And sometimes personalities, right, create organizations, and organizations identify the personalities. Right? So this personality, who is introduced, who is elevated, elogized in this book. I won't say the elogized in the sense, not in the sense of false praising, but a real honor, which is less, I would say, that what he had done. And he did it what the right hand was doing, even the left hand was not aware of it. He was very clear about it, not to propagate, not to do any public propaganda about his services. But a man who carried out the relentless service, tireless service for humanity is honored in this book. So everyone should read this book, and everyone should, if there is a possibility for a next edition, reprint, or going for another version, second volume, at least those people who were there, who got benefited, who were in direct touch with Kannan sir, should think about paying their tributes to him, right? And at least share things which we are yet to know. There are many things which we are yet to know. We need to know, because we are now what we are here. What are we now, and wherever we are now are nothing but the historical foundation on which our futures, our professions, and our destinations are all shaped on these foundational stones. And basically, it was laid by, of course, none other than Kannan sir. So I expect, I wish, and I plead those people who were with him to contribute. If there is a possibility of a second volume or a next edition where people will contribute, will come to know a lot about. So even those who have not read the book, I request you to read the book and get the glimpses of the history of our CSGAB and the founder and his relentless services, everything you will come to know and you will enjoy it and you will also be a part of it and you will feel proud about his contribution and our current condition. Because we need to know, unless we know our past, no, the current, our present is meaningless. So to know this past, we need to read this book. Okay. I thank again, once again, I thank Anthakakavi Peravai for taking this initiative. At first, never ever, because I was wondering how to speak and how to carry on with this discussion, or at least my speech. Then I thought that let me speak without any preparation. I honestly speak that I confess here, I did not prepare anything because I was reading the book and whatever comes to my mind, I just spoke here because I wanted you to feel. Because I'm still now, I'm enchanted by this book. I'm unable to come out of the book and its efficacy. I'm still tasting it because I'm chewing it, I'm digesting it. It takes some more time for me to come out of this. So you too, I wish you too should enjoy the delicacy and savor the flavors of this book, which was given in a single book with different genrical representations. And I want you to enjoy this book. Thank you very much once again, Anthakakavi Peravai, Pandiyaraj sir, and the other founding members, Mr. Raman, Mr. Pradeep, Mr. Lakshmi Narayan, and Vakshalal, all the people, the founding people who are actually doing a lot to promote knowledge and to share knowledge, to spread the knowledge across. Of course, it was so far it was within the state. Now onwards, this will be beyond the state, beyond the nation, to the international audience also. Thank you very much.